Amen. 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 But you don't hear me though. Amen. You don't hear me though. Amen. It's time to grow. Amen. 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 God said so. God said it's time to grow. So here we are, kings and queens, keepers of the dream. I am Jacqueline, and we are here with the Grow program. And I thank you. I'm grateful for you for growing with me on today. God bless you as you grow. Amen. 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 And amen again. It's time to have a good time. Get on the good foot, Get up on the good foot. Because, see, that's what I have to do. I have to switch foots. I have to get on the good foot. Because one foot ain't the good foot that day. It may be the other foot. That's the way. So I have to get on the good foot, as I'm standing. Because, sometimes I have to do a little stand. I have to work this back out, honey. I can't let this back defeat me. They pretty much gave me like a death sentence. Herniated disc, nerve damage. Can't drive no more. Can't really do nothing no more. Really ain't supposed to be driving. When you got a bad back like that, you got nerve damage. That side of the nerve can kick up at any time. You just don't know, honey. And then it was a time I woke up. I couldn't even walk. I had to hold on to the wall. I'm trying, cause I had to go to work. I try to make it to work. But I'm telling you, what happened that day? Cause I think I wound up going to work, but when I got up to get up, from the bed, I couldn't walk. I'm holding on to the wall for support, trying to I was in pain, in that much pain, tears, burning pain, burning tears, when tears burn your eyes, yeah, you're in some pain then. So, I had to work this back out, honey. I have to work it out. You hear me? So I have to exercise. I have to get up with it. I have to move with it. Because, see, I ain't going to lay down with it. I don't want all that medicine, doctor. No, I don't want to do all that. We're going to do some different things. We're going to try some other stuff out. See, because we try some stuff out that they done made in the laboratory. That stuff don't work for me. See, it got me doing all kind of other different things, doc. I'm having all kind of other issues from the side effects. So now we're going to try some other stuff. See, because I understand that if I begin to exercise, begin to do some things differently, begin to eat right, I won't have to take all that stuff. I won't have to take all that medicine. I won't have to worry about my blood pressure. I won't have to worry about sugar. Because, see, I'm trying to eat right, trying to do right. This fast food stuff ain't healthy for you. That's not good for you. It's okay in moderation, but every day you are and I'm gonna tell you another thing. These our ray of hope for tomorrow, today, our children don't need to be eating all them sweets and cakes and candy and cookies, juice. They don't need all that. All they really need is water. Water. Now you can give them juice every once in a while. I give my grandbaby juice every once in a while when he want it, when he decide he want it, but he don't get it every day. We don't drink juice like that. Juice is full of sugar. It's not necessary to drink juice. Give them a piece of fruit. There go the juice. Give them some fruit. Here go. You can't get a whole lot of juice out of apple, that way, but it's juice in the apple. It's juice in that. That's what make the apple pie. It's juice in that apple. Give them an apple, to eat. In the morning, give them some fruit. Give the children fruit instead of cakes. Because, see, what's happening is you're defining their health 20, 30 years from now. This is going to be the deciding factor, what they eat. Whether they eat all this processed food, processed meat, salami, bologna, as good as it is, it's good. I wanted a rag bologna sandwich so bad the other day. I would not eat that. No. But I just remember, I have memories, sweet, sweet memories of days gone by. Because I ain't eat no more bologna, no matter how you spell his name. that make me cry and bring me back to God. Oh, I just had to. I know I didn't do it right, but I just had to. I couldn't resist it. You see, I couldn't resist hitting that because that song used to touch me. It still do. That song by the Temptations, oh my goodness. Them temptations, man, they just tempt you. They just make you think, man, you just better wait a minute. So you see, because I'm tempted. But see, the temptation, they trying to teach, they trying to give me a message. Let me sit down here and sit and listen to this song, what they trying to tell me. Okay. Well, now I know what to do. See, they even gave us the Christmas songs too. Give love on Christmas. They told you what to do. Because you already tempted. You tempted of the world. But see, the temptations here to tell you what their legacy still carries on to this day. Here I am, growing with the legacy, the legend of the Temptations, growing with me today. Ain't that something? I tell you why. Because the souls are not resting. The spirits are not asleep while the evil up doing. Okay, I'm in here in the lighthouse. The baby gone to school. My daughter upstairs, but she's asleep. She tired. She working. Working girl now. And I'm so thankful, grateful to God for that. God has truly blessed us. But look, she upstairs asleep. Something fell down them steps, and then it sounded like it started walking. And I thought it was her coming down the steps. It was not a person falling, but it's just like somebody threw something, and then something started walking. And I called her name, and it wasn't her. And it happened twice in here this morning. It's just used to run me and make me scared and make me afraid to even be up in my own house, where I would sit outside on my break and scared to go in the house because the demons is in there. If the kids wasn't there, I wasn't going in there. I sit there unless I had somewhere else to go. If I ain't had nowhere else to go, one of my co-workers' house or something, honey, I sat there in that driveway till it was time to go back to work. That was it. The demons ran me, but not anymore. God runs me. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Whatever the spiritual warfare, whatever the distractions there, yes, they out there, they everywhere. I don't pay it no attention now. I just, it don't bother me like it used to. It used to scare the mess out of me, and now the spirits are revealing themselves so. And I pray that I don't, but it wouldn't surprise me. I'm in a lighthouse, in a haunted, this place is haunted. It's not a virtual lighthouse, but it's so much light in here, I just call it a lighthouse. And it's just like a lighthouse because it's beaming light. The light is coming in. The sun sets over here. It immediately in the afternoon starts sitting right in the lighthouse. And the lighthouse just stays light. It does. Stars all over above the lighthouse. It's just a beautiful place to be right now. And God got me here growing. And I'm growing here, me and my baby, and we growing. God is blessing us. Bless me with a job right up the street on my birthday. Bless my baby with a job right around the corner. Brought her out of her anxiety. Got her growing. Got her realizing, that God is within her. Whoever she chooses to be, it is within her for her to be happy, for her to find her own happiness, her own peace within herself, to make herself happy. That's what we are here to do, regardless of who don't like it. This is your life and your gift to lift the world. This is your life. Live it unto God, because God is the only judge. God is the only one that can put you somewhere. That's God, and you are the author of your destiny. So live your life. Live your life. You are born to be alive. We are born to die, but we are born to be alive. There's a period in between. We are born to be alive. Born to die, but born to be alive. You are the author of your destiny. What you got to do, grab hold of your dreams. What is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you want to do? Because I tell you this, I was a bus driver, didn't know I was going to go from bus driving to speaking. What you got to do, you got to seek God. God will show you what to do, see, because God got the beautiful plan for you. So, see, I went from being quiet up there in the bus driver's seat, and here I am speaking, talking to people and lifting folks and lifting myself as I lift you, as we lift the world, as we link up, lock up all around, sowing the seeds of love, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on sowing the seeds of love because he went to the mountaintop. He seen the promised land. Rise, kings and queens, rise to reach your greatness because he seen the promised land. His dream is our dream. He said, I may not get there with you, but what he saw was us growing. He saw us growing all over the world because, see, God already laid the plan out to him. God already showed, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. So I'm going to let you see. I'm going to let you go to the mountaintop so you can see, so you can tell them what we're going to be doing. We're going to be growing. I may not get there with you, but he's here. His spirit and his legacy are growing with me. People who I never even met, only read about, only heard about, only watched on TV, are here growing with me. Legends. We are all legends. All legends aren't famous. Rise, legend. It's some people that are watching you that you are famous to. So look to them. You a role model, not just to children, but to the adults too. Don't let nothing be over you, no matter what you like to do. Don't let it be over you. You are over it. See, you got to come out of whatever it is that's got you gripped up in it. You, the talented and lost, honey, I'm telling you, it's all in your mind. You got a great mind God gave you. It's all in your mind. You over all of that. It ain't, I'm telling you, you chase. It ain't nothing that you need to be chasing except chase God. Because it ain't no feeling like God. God created it all anyway. It ain't no feeling like God, honey. Get with God. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving God more to the day you die. I'm telling you, that's what you got to do. Honey, you got to grab hold of God. And look, you can't just jump off in nothing. You can't just jump off in no diet. You got to take your time with things. You got to ease stuff in and ease stuff out. Rome wasn't built in a day. It is what it is, but it ain't going to be. Things are going to change because we are the change. We're going to be the change. We're going to begin today. We're going to begin change each and every day as we growing in God. Just begin to eat healthy. Just begin to understand that, whatever this is, this fast food, whatever you doing, we got to begin to transition. We got to begin to rise to reach our greatness. We got to slough off some old stuff. Just like the great mountain, we got to begin to rise up. We got to raise up. You got to lift up. Even if you feel yourself pulling up, you got to raise up. You got to stand up straight. Remind yourself greatness. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. You ain't here to be gripped by the vices of this world. Our ancestors broke chains. They broke physical chains. So if they broke the physical chains, we can break the mental chains. Ain't nothing held, nothing. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That means no drug, alcohol, anxiety, depression, anything else they want to throw up under the belt. Anything else they got out there ready, waiting for you, created for you, got for you. Made for you. Here it is. You got this now. You got that. Watch out for this. Watch out for that. You always got to be mindful. You always got to know. You always got to be aware. You always got to see. Be looking. Be on the watch. You got to be, the spiritual warfare. You got to be mindful or you'll get caught up there. And on this highway of life, somebody cause a traffic jam in your life and mess some stuff up. And then you got to stop and wait while they clean up the debris, and they may take a while. The highway may be stopped up. You may be stalled right there for a minute before you can get back in the flow of God. But honey, I'm going to tell you something. Get back in the flow of God and dodge chaos, negativity, and drama, because there's out there on that highway too. Dodge that. You ever been riding down the road on the highway? You know, it happened to many of us. You riding on the highway, all of a sudden here there are mattresses in the road, or a bicycle, or a pipe, or anything that you ride on and tear your car up, tear you up. You know, but you just dodge it. That's God. You just dodge it just in the nick of time. You go around, you know. I'm telling you, honey, that's God letting you know it's time to be on your toe. You never know what you sitting there asleep. You know, you never know what you may roll up on. You gonna let the car sleep. You gonna let the car drive while you sleep. You can't wait till you get home. You that tired. If you that tired, you really shouldn't be driving. You know, if you that sleepy, you should take an Uber and let him drive while you go to sleep back there. You know, that way, you know you got a human there. See, we can't trust these machines like this. You know, we can't trust these machines. We already trust them to get in and drive. Plane, trains, and automobiles. You know, and my thoughts and prayers are to China. You know, I was just speaking about that. That we hadn't had an airplane crash in a very long time. And there is tragedy. But there is also God. Because there's also the hope and the prayer that Boeing will get it together. And they will fix these airplanes where they can truly be safe and never have any other accidents again, ever. But accidents happen. That's what happens on this highway of life. You know, that's life. That is life. Is to lose legends. Losing legends is a part of life. And that's part of God's plan. It's part of God's will. Because God called them for a reason. It's a reason God needed them. And what we do, we use their life, their beautiful gift, to lift all around us. So China, I stand with you in prayer during this time of loss and tragedy, as we look to answers, that it doesn't happen again. And we can eliminate airplane crashes because it is safe to fly. Those United pilots fly to Africa, a 12-hour flight 3 times a week. And I just happened to be on that Sunday flight. And it was a beautiful flight. It just was long. Every time you wake up, you're still over the ocean. Every time you wake up, you're still over the ocean. 3 times. I woke up still over the ocean. I said, I ain't going back to sleep. Because, see, I just want to stay woke. See, we almost there. So I'm just going to ride this one on. I ain't going back. I don't want to sleep no more over the ocean. So we're going to ride this on out. You know, these last 3 hours. I'm telling you, it was a long 3 hours. The last 3 hours up there. You know, they kept feeding you. They did do that. You know, they brought you food and snacks and coffee, whatever you wanted. Get up, walk around. You know, it's the cabin, it was small, but people got up. You know, they had to get up and walk around. They had to exercise. They were tired of sitting. Tired of sitting. They had plenty to eat, plenty to drink, plenty to do, movies. Anything you wanted to do, you know, it's right there. You can watch the map. Just sit there and look at that. The picture of the map I took, you just watch the plane go over the ocean. You just sitting there. You can watch it for hours if you want to. You can watch the whole time. Just sit there and watch the plane go. Because every time I go check, see how far, we still here over the ocean. We still here over it. Just notch after notch. Just getting, you know, but we got there. Praises be to God. So, you know, it is safe to fly. Those United pilots, I know that, you know, about them. They fly, that's their job. They're trained pilots and trained to know these airplanes. But, you know, mistakes happen, just like car accidents happen, bus accidents, train accidents, accidents and tragedy is always just, it seems to be always there. As the oppression is always there. But God is also there. God is moving in our lives. Turn and look to God. Turn to God. Turn the TV off. You turn the sound down, because when I did have a TV, I didn't listen to it. I turned the sound down and the breaking news and just look at that. But the news is always breaking. It's still broke because God is on the move. God is the fix. They don't understand that. See, they sat back and watched people do so much evil that they just don't even believe in God anymore because they just have seen so much evil. Because people allow evil to use them. And when people allow evil to use them, there go other people who don't believe in God. Well, where God at? That's because God is within you, but you've allowed evil to use you. Allow God to use you, and then there go our breakthrough. Not just yours, there go our breakthrough. Allow God to use you for his kingdom building purposes. Don't be a tool of evil. Because see, then you got to give an account to that. You got to give an account to the evil deeds that you do, just like you don't give an account to the good that you do. Your name will be written in the good book. You'll be in the will of God to receive the inheritance that God has for you. For God knows the thoughts and plans that he has for you. Thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Here's my expected end. Grow. God told me that. Jeremiah 29:11, on the coldest day of my life. And here I am. Grow. Because I ask God, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. As I closed out my radio show. And now, grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. From nationwide to worldwide, coming to a city near you. Grow. God bless you, kings and queens.